What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the recently released 2024-25 Select EPL International Hobby Box from Panini. These dropped on the Panini website for 125 bucks, and we're here to show you guys what this product's all about. So let's get right into it, guys. If you just got a content and want to see more, consider dropping a like down below and subscribing if you haven't already. Really helps out the channel, really helps us grow, and helps us put more content out there. I'd like this for you guys. And when you click on eBay search links on this page and make a purchase, it can result in us earning a commission. And supports us in the long run as part of the eBay Partner Network. So let's get all the packs out. Got this out as well. So there's going to be a 5x12 format, 60 cards total. We should be getting 3 numbered cards per box and either a red prism auto or a peacock auto. And in terms of parallels, actually, let me show you guys the sides of the box first. It's kind of what you can expect for case hits and the number of parallels, but you might want to pause this to read everything you can get from this exactly, but we will be putting up a reference table on the screen for you guys to see the differences with last year's set as well. And it looks like the new Jade Dragon Scale is added along with the Zebra Prisms as well. And the print run for these basically ends up around 1,000 cases or so with 12 boxes per case. So theoretically, that's a 9% decrease in print run from last year's boxes, which is a plus. But in terms of case hits, we do have the artistic impressions like we saw, Visionary, Stained Glass, and Team Badges as well, just like the regular hobby boxes, with the addition of Peacock Prisms usually being semi-case hits as well, so there's not a lot of them out there. But let's get right into it, guys. Let's see how we can start things off with pack number 1 here as soon as we get these tidied up. And all right, here we go. Should be extremely similar to the La Liga and Serie A international boxes that we reviewed. So I'm not expecting anything too crazy different from these. There shouldn't be. So first pack is going to be a regular base pack with an insert, of course. And then we have our first thick pack here. Usually, I feel like I haven't read these in a while, but I feel like it's only been a week. They will have fillers in these. So if it's not the auto, which is usually on thicker cardstock, it is going to be a filler, which looks like that's what we got here. So our first numbered card is going to be Adam Warden, Crystal Palace. This is a red wave out of 88. So this 88 is usually a very classic numbering that they used in the past for a lot of T-Mall products. So I'm glad they brought it back. Last year's red waves were numbered way too high for EPL. So I'm glad they brought it down, partially why the print run went down for these this year compared to La Liga and Serie A, which from what I remember, they went up. But still, in the grand scheme of things, EPL has the highest print run out of all the select soccer sets that we've seen so far and we're all familiar with. Another insert or silver pack here, so nothing too crazy, maybe saving all the nice stuff to the very end. The pack construction on these is very different than FIFA and Serie A, at least. I can't remember if, whoa, what happened to Iwobi here? Look at that. Now that's a, that's a bent card. Yeah, something happened to this card during manufacture. All right, so it looks like we got a Peacock. I don't think we've got a Peacock Prism so far from any of the international boxes that we've reviewed for soccer. So I think it's going to be this way. Let's hope it's one of the Chase rookies. Doesn't look like it. Maybe it's Ollie Watkins. That is not Ollie Watkins. Who is that? That's going to be Amadou Onana. These look absolutely sick. I'm a big fan of the Peacock Prisms that they add to international, or formerly known as Team All sets. Not the player that I specifically wanted, per se, or one of the players that I would like to get, but we got a Onana for Aston Villa. Can still get a Peacock Prism Auto. I've seen it happen before, and for a split second I thought we got a case hit there. I don't think it would be the very first card of the pack. Well, let's see how else we can do in this set. There's a red on red Erasmus Højlund. 86 out of 88. 88 out of 88 would have been pretty sick, actually. There's a field level Xerxes. But yeah, Chase rookies at this point, if you're not familiar with the North London youngsters, you're going to have basically Miles Lewis Skelly, Lucas Bergvall, and a Mikey Moore. Archie Gray, potentially in there, probably on the lower end of things. Tier 2, I would say. If you want to see the full list, check out the Hobby Box review. Here's our Flash Prism. Mateusz Cunha, who has gone to Manchester United, of course. So really excited to see. I can't believe I'm saying this about Manchester United, but really excited to see how their team's going to perform next season, because I think they may or may not have fixed their problem. I guess we'll have to just wait and see. All right, we have a auto here coming up. So we're going to set that one down in his red team. So I'm hoping it's going to be a Thierry Henry or David Beckham at least. Got another thick back here. It should be a filler. Or maybe we get one of those crazy boxes where we get 2 autos. But those are extremely rare. All right, here's Dragon Scale, which seems to be 1 per box. It's not guaranteed per box, but for us, it has been. Wow, look at that. Lucas Bergvall. What a sick looking card. Dragon Scale 21 out of 48. Love to see it. You're not going to see a lot of these on the market purely because there's not going to be a lot of these boxes ripped for whatever reason. So here's a flat view of the parallel. I'm trying to actually show you guys a flat-ish view. And then here's the Dragon Scale hyper pattern. This is one of the cooler designs that they added this year. So I feel like the only thing we're missing is a gold wave. I don't know if we're going to get a gold wave in this box, but you never know. So we got a Peacock. 2 to 3 per case, I want to say. We got a Dragon Scale Lucas Bergvall Chase rookie. Love to see it. I don't know what else is left in the tank for this box. It looks like another base. Maybe we get a case hit. Who knows? All right, there's Miles Lewis Skelly insert. Last 2 packs. I cannot wait for... Oh, there's the zebra. That's what was missing. I can't wait for the Select FIFA boxes to come out. They should drop in the next few days on the Panini website. But if you want any updates, feel free to join our Discord. We do send out notifications for new product releases. But can we guess the player? I think that's James Maddison. There we go. James Maddison, the zebra. This one looks absolutely sick. Of course, the wave pattern that they added, I think it goes back to the 2017 Select design. I think it looks much nicer with the wave pattern compared to just like plain zebra, but it really actually depends on the set. Maybe for Prism it looks better, but for Select, the wave looks better than plain. But all right, last pack before we reveal the auto, guys. I know that's your favorite thing on earth, is just letting autos marinate, of course, but you gotta do it. Gotta do it. It looks like our second flash, we are getting 2 per box. It is going to be James Tarkowski, and we'll do a recap after the auto. But hopefully we didn't get a filler auto here. MJ, is that Michael Jordan somehow? We got Matthias Jensen, red on red, aka Joe Burrow. It's the closest lookalike in the sporting world that I can think of. But there it is. Red Prism Auto, so it's either you're going to be getting one of these or a... Why is this one thick? Is that a small? I need a thicker sleeve. There we go. You need a thick sleeve for these because these are 130 point. So we'll put this in a 130 point top loader to show you guys. Should fit perfectly. All right, there it is. Time for a recap, guys. Let me just sleeve these red wave prisms. And it looks like we got 2 flash. These are going to be non-numbered. These remind me a lot of like retail parallels. And then we have 2 red wave prisms. These are both out of 88. And then we got this non-numbered. Oh, we forgot somehow a base Neto there. Red prism, Matthias Jensen for Brentford. And then we got 1 of each. So we were missing a gold wave. That's the only thing. Of course, can't have a perfect box like that. Maybe you can, but Lucas Bergvall, probably my favorite one out of this whole box. Out of 48, love to see a J Dragon Scale, and then Peacock, much rarer than all the other parallels, of course. That's, you know, signature for Tmall or international products. And then we have a zebra, sick looking zebra, James Maddison, second favorite probably. But how do we feel about this format, guys? Very similar to all the other international ones we reviewed so far, but this one has the highest print run. Unfortunately, that's just kind of how it goes for EPL products. However, like we mentioned earlier, the print run did decrease from last year's set, which we'll take. And the rookie class is probably the best, relatively speaking, to all the other soccer select sets that we've reviewed so far. So compared to La Liga and Serie A, at least, this rookie class from EPL is much better. But yeah, limited ceiling in these compared to the regular hobby boxes, of course. Can't get greens or black one-of-ones, but the Peacock Prisms, Dragon Scales, and Gold Waves are probably going to be the main chases from these, in addition to the Zebras. So would I recommend getting 2 international boxes instead of a regular hobby box? It really depends on your goal, but there won't be that much of a difference other than not being able to pull anything numbered lower than out of 10, which could be a deal breaker for some people. So there's your answer if you're one of those people. But personally, I'd go with a hobby box for the higher ceiling and wider variety. But if you do want to guarantee 2 SSP autos instead of a potential base auto, and some boxes even have like 2 autos from hobby, but most of the time you are going to be seeing like 1 auto, then 2 international boxes are probably going to be the right option for you. But in terms of auto checklist, your main chases are going to be David Beckham, once again, Thierry Henry, Dirk Kuyt, Drogba, Holland, Sonny, and the list goes on and on. So if you don't want to spend more than 125 bucks for a box with a guaranteed auto in it, these are going to be a much cheaper alternative than the regular hobby boxes. Not the best, but it's got enough exclusive parallels in it to still be a fun rip. So, I mean, if you can find hobby boxes for under like 200 bucks, then maybe that's the way to go. But yeah, guys, just going to leave it at that. Hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Thanks for watching. Stick around for more content, group breaks, and giveaways. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.